안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
제 이름은 카티입니다. Tori would say, 제 이름은 토리야.
Torri.
토리야입니다.
Still working on my pronunciation and learning anything. So
So this is my sister Tori, and we're gonna go and see some of my friends because I am leaving for Korea soon, very, very soon. And
totally
so
fine with.
while we get ready, we're gonna go a little bit early because we're gonna go probably do some like shopping and whatnot. And this topic of conversation is we're kind of talking about like the fact that my family is moving to Korea. Sans my sister. Maybe she'll come someday.
I mean, it really just will depend on like how long you actually end up staying. Because I don't remember. I think I was talking to the girls at work, but they're like, "So when are you like? Are you moving, or when will you be moving?" Or I wouldn't be surprised if you followed them, or blah blah blah.
She wouldn't be.
But I think I would really struggle living in a country if I didn't speak the language. So as you know, I'm trying to learn, and it's hard. Like it's weird starting something from the ground
Scratch.
floor. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because it's like you just kind of get so used to everything that you know. You know what I mean?
I do.
Like you take it for granted how easy it is to speak English, or you take it for granted um even just being able to like separate out the words. Like I don't feel like I talk super fast, but if you don't speak English at all, this
I
is like
know. When I watch, like, if you watch like a Korean, that's like the one I was talking about this on a different video, I think. But that's the one thing that's crazy I feel about Korean. Well, it's any language when you're learning any language. But like since I'm learning Korean, I'm talking about it from that standpoint. So if you watch like a K drama or something, like because they're acting and because they're trying to be like her, like the pacing is
It's
slower.
different.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But then when you
Like theater or something.
yes, but then when you
Project.
actually watch like a show like a podcast or a variety show or where they're speaking more normally, it sounds so crazy fast, but that's just how they talk normally. And then you realize, like, yeah. And then you realize, like, that's how it is for people who are learning English.
I know.
Like, they're
It
like
gives me a lot
watching
of
it on TV and they're like, oh, okay. And then they are hearing actual people have conversation and they're like, oh, so we just mock 10.
So now
Like,
this is real.
yeah, like I've just been lied to. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Sorry. I'm gonna pick her up later. But yes, we're gonna go see. So I've been trying to like hang out with like a few peeps before we go. Since we will be leaving in like 2 weeks eventually. Like a dad. Tease. That's it. That's all. I'm ready. I'm ready for the day. Actually what's really funny is it is just for like time reference, it's like understand. It's actually it's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon that
Right
I'm
now?
doing that I'm like doing makeup stuff, which is funny to me.
It
We
feels
woke
like
up
today
very
has been
early.
2 days.
Yeah, we woke up really early to go have breakfast with my Maja because we got to have breakfast. And then it was so early that I did not feel like doing makeup stuff, and it's cold out, so I just
What is it right
didn't
now?
want to.
Negative 22.
And
Let's see if it
yeah, let's
got
see. It's
colder.
supposed to get warmer. Let's see if it got warmer.
Oh, it did. Now it's 0 degrees.
0
It
degrees
actually
outside.
warmed
I
up
should
a
go
lot. It was
start
negative
my car.
22, and now it's
See if it will
only
start.
0.
Yesterday my car would not start because it was so cold.
I feel like maybe we shouldn't even take your car.
Oh no, we're not taking my car. I just want to try to start it just for like
Posterity's sake.
yeah, well, and also just let it run for a bit because I don't want it to be like legit ruined or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I didn't feel like it. But now, actually, really for this video, I thought it would just be. I was like, I'll just do my makeup while we talk about going to Korea.
Sitting still. I've never really realized what a like.
Do you want to work
shifty
on?
person
I was gonna say, do you want to work on? Last time I did a video, I just did my crocheting while I talked to people.
Well, I was gonna say I should have brought my crochet, but I don't think I have anything with me. I might. I'm working on that PB&J cardigan.
Oh yeah, that's right. You mean my cardigan?
Yeah, basically. And it's like
you're
it's
so
so
traumatized
frustrating for me. And like oh my gosh, so this girl that I met on the cruise a couple years ago, she's doing this contest to be like a centerfold in Maxim or whatever.
Ooh.
She was like, would you mind like spreading the word and trying to get, like tell your friends and try to get people to vote for me? And I was like, I mean, I will, but I only have two friends. So
One
it's
of those two
not
votes.
helpful, you know?
But you know what? One of those two votes were the votes that just sent her over.
I
See,
mean, maybe.
she got it because of that.
The thing that annoys me when they want like vote stuff is it's like they want me to make like a whole account for
Okay, yeah,
Maxim,
I'm
and I'm
not
like, I don't
gonna.
even like Maxim, you know what I mean?
Right.
But
We haven't.
I hope she does well.
Yeah, I hope she does well.
And if she does, I'm gonna be like, you're welcome.
But yeah, so we are moving to Korea, and the big question that I've been getting is why Korea? And so
Yeah, people kept asking me about that
yeah,
too.
like why is she
It's like, I don't
choosing
know,
Korea? Yeah.
and then it was because one of your did it did you already have this thought process before your roommate's well boyfriend at the time, now husband?
No,
Did you want to go to Korea before he went to Korea, and then he like
so I actually did think about going to Korea, and it wasn't before then. That was him going, was the first time that I realized that that was like a possibility that you could go teach abroad.
Yeah.
I'd never like heard of it before. And so when he went, for the record, my child is not screaming for like real reasons. She's like playing, like her and her brother are playing, and she's just like loud, and I just apologize for that.
The hell?
What is happening out there?
I don't know. I'm about to go out there.
I know they're still laughing, but go, yeah, just go tell them.
They already know.
So he quiet.
Guess why I'm out here? Because you.
My dad just asked her to play with her. No, chill.
Can you play with
Hey,
me? We've already had this conversation.
You said we're gonna do this.
I told her earlier though. She came up to me and I was like, before you even start, just so you know, like I cannot play right now. Like we're not gonna play. And she's like, okay. And I was like, so what do you want? And she's like, can we play? I'm like, what did I just freaking say? You want to know what's funny? Not like funny, haha, but like funny, like nice try, capitalism. So like I'm still on Hinge, which I'm very getting over and like wanting to quit because so many
Hinge.
reasons. But anyways, they give you like a free rose when you sign up so that you can like send someone a rose so that your like will like go further or whatever. And each rose is like $2.99 or something stupid, right? And they keep since I've had Hinge, which was like a month now or something. It keeps saying your free rose is about to expire. Your free rose is about to expire, and I'm like, the hell it is.
Yeah.
You're just gonna keep giving me one. Plus,
Until I
also,
use it.
I'm like,
You'll come back.
I'm not gonna.
Oh, dang, I'm really out of pocket today because I forgot another thing. But yeah, so we've gotten on the topic. So my friend's boyfriend at the time, who I actually went to high school with, fun fact, before
Oh, we got so off topic.
we got so we do, but that's how I don't know. That's just how we are in this. This is how this channel is going to be. So just soak it in, people. But yeah, so he went and did it, and that was the first time I ever heard of that. And then I was like, I really, really want to go teach overseas. And I kind of just thought Korea at the time because that's the only place I'd ever heard of. I didn't realize that it sounds
Oh,
funny.
for teaching.
For teaching. Yeah, for the whole world. I was unaware that any other countries existed besides America until I heard about him going to Korea. I was like, other countries exist? Travel vacay. No, I didn't realize that you could go teach English overseas. So I actually considered like what he did. I also considered like the Peace Corps or like AmeriCorps or something like that. But then, as my sister will know, I like had already met the love of my life. And so so we got married my second year of college.
Yes.
I think it was
You're 20.
Wait.
That might have been your third
year. Yes. Yes, because I lived my roommate's second year of college. So during my third, at the end, I think, of my third year of college before around there is when we got married. And then we ended up a year later, I got pregnant with our first daughter. I don't know if I can do this in this, but yeah. So then I got pregnant with my daughter, and then finished out college. And when I finished out college, she was. Oh, let's see. I graduated college. She was born 20. I graduated, so she was going on 2. She was going to be. She would be 2 soon by the time I graduated college. And it was just one of those things where it was like, oh, I have to plug this in. Where I thought to myself, am I ready to go live overseas with my husband and 2-year-old child, like by ourselves with no support system? And again, I did get married young because like I just, when you know sometimes. And at the time, but yeah, so I did not want to move to Korea at that point. Well, it just didn't seem like a good, smooth idea. I didn't have any teaching experience yet, but I did want to teach. So then I started like teaching about and around. Yay. I'm so cute.
Thank you.
About and around. And I'll go back to the same level as you are, because before I was like so close. Must be my YouTube channel. Okay, I'll take it back a notch. We have a guest today, ladies and gentlemen. And so then we put it on the back burner, and we had another kiddo, and we moved, and we did all the grown-up stuff, got a house, all that jazz. And then my mom went to Bangkok and to teach, and I was like, that should be me. And so then we looked into doing it again, and we were getting stuff like I was gonna apply to places, and there was a place that I really want to go that wasn't very far away from mom. And then COVID hit.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And they were like,
I forgot about that.
Yeah, COVID hit, and so then that was just. And after that, in 2022, I had Babs. And so once things were starting to open up, I was pregnant. That was the worst pregnancy ever. Then it was the worst labor and delivery ever. And I say worst as far as it
For
really
her.
destroyed my body, but it's also the best because yes,
and really bad for anyone except for
yes, but it was
that almost died.
The best. I was gonna say, in this situation of my body survived it. It's a miracle that me and my child are healthy and happy. And so we did that, and then I had to recover from that. It took me a long time to recover, but it was a very game-changing thing because I did almost die, and it made me realize there are some things that I want to do. And so I after she was born and stuff, I had decided my first thing was I decided I'd always wanted to learn a second language. And then I saw an interview. Actually, I was looking up tips okay, why have I not been able to really learn a language anytime I've started? So I was looking up some tips, and one of the things they had said was choose a language that you hear that you because that you'll want to watch and things like that, so you can experience some immersion. And something that I do really enjoy are K-dramas. Even before this, I like anime and I like K-dramas. So I was oh, well, I do watch a lot of K-dramas. And it's interesting how life works out, because I could have been well, let's give Japanese another try.
I know. I'm actually really surprised that you didn't go in that direction.
Watch more anime. And so what was really so this is what was the game changer on there. And it's so weird. But it's because at that time I was debating between Japanese and Korean. And because as soon as you start putting in kind of Korean stuff, so I was putting Korean stuff in, putting Japanese stuff on my YouTube algorithm. And at that time, I did not actually listen to a lot of BTS or anything like that. But RM, who's a member of that band, and that band is huge, obviously, he was putting out a solo album, Indigo, at that time. And an interview that he did just kept popping up on my algorithm. And at first I resisted clicking on it out of spite. So I was why is this? Sometimes I do that. If YouTube keeps pushing something of me, and I'm just I won't watch it.
Yeah.
And then finally it got to a point where I was fine, YouTube, I will watch this interview.
Watch it, it'll go away.
Yeah, you'll go away. And so I finally watched this interview. And in the interview, he started talking about how the Korea people know now wasn't there, what I think he said 40 or so years ago. They really went through it, and then even 70 years ago too.
So they're almost invisible.
Oh yeah. Because after the Korean War, it really hurt the country and stuff. And he was like, they were occupied by Japan. I just like learned a lot of stuff that I realized like I just did not know a lot about the history of Korea. And they were like, and he was like, we've had to like work really, really hard. Like people kind of complain. I'm paraphrasing very hard right now. But he was like, people talk about like the Korean work culture and things like that. But it's like, we have had to work this hard in order to create this country that we have now.
Like to get to this level
to get to this like level. And it like made me kind of like
respect.
Yeah. And also like I kind of thought like it felt like something I could relate to. Because I will say that something that I think is like interesting about like Black culture in America is so like they're like when they were being occupied and going through everything, their language was like targeted. Like they didn't want them like speaking it and all this kind of stuff.
Which was like a surprise to me.
And so obviously like
but I guess that's typically one of the first things.
So, through slavery and stuff, it was the first, they didn't want to speak in our language. They didn't, you just like attack those things.
Oh, I thought you meant about Korea. Like
I was saying that they didn't want them in Korea. And I was saying like I kind of related to that idea. I thought because I was like, oh, it's kind of dope that you guys like mad respect here that this was happening and you guys still found a way to like persevere. And like I always kind of do like something that I'm proud of within Black culture is that a lot of things have been like taken, but we like find a way to like flip it around and like still kind of create like our own culture here in America. And I'm like, I like
this
that.
Seed growing.
Yeah, keep this little seed growing. And I felt like even without the language, like it sounds kind of like a cheesy anime thing to say, but it was like oh, like it's like like Sasuke and Naruto fight, and then like through the fights, like through the exchanging of punches, it's like they understand each other. I was like, damn, birds of a feather flock together kind of thing. So I was like, and then I realized, but it was actually inspiring because then I also realized like, okay, if I'm gonna do this, I need to be very serious about learning this language and be like respectful. And so then once I decided I was going to start learning the language for like real, and that was like a journey just to figure out how to learn it properly and what tools I would need and all that jazz. It's really hard. Then I realized like through that, I kind of realized I've said this I think I might have said this before, but something I find interesting about and this might be all Asian languages. I have no idea. I'm just speaking from learning Korean perspective, but a lot of times for languages, it seems like language is part of the culture. But for Korean, it feels like culture is part of the language. And so I started to realize that there was a lot of things I wasn't understanding or doing properly simply because I was trying to learn it from like a book.
Or like an American perspective.
Yes. And I was like, I think I would learn better if I was actually there. And then that brought us back to this idea of like I could go teach there and we could finally try again to like actually make this happen, which is kind of funny how it goes full circle because what was the first place I thought of going? Korea, because that was the first time I'd ever even heard of that. And so it's like I could have chosen Japan. I could have done like mom had even said that her job that she'd taken at Bangkok, like I could probably get a job there.
Right
like, they
there,
could go
right
together, and I wouldn't have to like really do a lot to like do that. But I was like, Korea. And then once that thought came into mind, and like me and like Adam and I discussed and stuff, that it was about like discussing it with the kids again, like being like, hey, do you guys think that you guys would like doing this and all that kind of jazz? And so for like a year, we kind of like prepped that emotionally. And then the second year, we started to get like our passports and stuff like that ready. And then by this summer, so beginning in March and stuff, we started doing the passport stuff for all 5 of us, like renewing mine and my husband's and then getting new ones for the kids. And then once all the passports came in at the end of the summer, then I started the job application process. And I got linked up with like a recruiter. It's called Embark. And they got a job interview for me, and so I interviewed for a job, and we were expecting the interview, like the finding a school, to take a long time because we are, yeah, it did not, because we're like a whole family, and and I had said like, I will obviously do the paperwork for like my family, you know what I mean, like the stuff like that for like my family, but still it's like a lot like for a school to take on. But the first school that I interviewed with offered me a position, and then we like kind of like negotiated with the pay, and they were good with what,
which was another thing.
Yeah, that I wasn't.
I mean, like without any.
I just said what I wanted, and they were like, okay.
They're like, yeah, we love that for you.
And I was super surprised because again, normally a lot of times people who will do this are like single people, and so they only have to worry about a salary for themselves. Yay! All right, interruption over. Well,
or
ish.
now.
On pause. So we were talking about going to Korea, and I was saying that since then, just an FYI, I did not. I was saying how like that interview with Kim Namjoon changed is what motivated me to take Korean learning more seriously, and then also just made me like realize that I should understand the culture more in order to understand the language more and that sort of thing. But just like a side note, that album Indigo and like just his music in general became a huge fan. Like that's probably one like his.
That's one of the first things that you like made me listen to.
Yeah.
Like other things, it's like a suggestion.
No,
or if
I
you're
was
feeling
like,
it,
no.
or if you're.
And
bored.
it wasn't even just that Indigo. I made you listen to like all of his songs. I was like, we're gonna learn today.
And I was like, I don't know if I want to learn.
Mono,
She's like, I don't give a crap
Indigo,
what you want.
all of it. Like mixtapes, had to go back into the archives. That's another one. I made Adam listen to Joke. I was like, you can't even listen to it on Spotify. You have to find the YouTube. And I was like, we're watching / listening to this. Really, really enjoyed it. But yeah.
You know, I didn't realize how giant of a mug this was until I'm like,
you're going to pee a lot.
It's as big as
not to be
head.
in your business, but I'm just saying that's what your life is for the next few hours.
Mm.
But yeah, just letting everyone know.
Thanks for, I was gonna say, thanks for
letting
putting
the
my
world know
information out there.
But yes, but then yeah, I couldn't believe how it felt like sometimes things just work out the way they're supposed to. So it felt like this was just the right time to go because everything just lined up so very, very quickly. They had no problem with me coming over with a family. We were able to find housing.
Knock on wood.
Yeah,
keep it good.
Keep it good. We were able to find housing. Like things just like were lining up, and so I was like, all right, dope. I had originally thought that, which is why this is so funny. So when I first started this YouTube channel, I had started it. Like I was just kind of like messing. I was doing like me studying, and it was just to keep me accountable, to like make me study.
I know, and I feel like I'm gonna have to do that because, like, I have started studying now, but I'm very much just at the. I'm not familiar with the language at all, really. Like, I don't watch a lot of shows or listen to a lot of music.
I listen to
like,
these days.
And so I'm just trying to get used to even hearing where the words separate and even just getting used to certain sounds. But for now,
we're just out.
For now,
that's how this like started. And I
felt so proud just learning how to say no.
Yeah, honey. And
you like that? You like that, you too? I bet you do.
And so that's how this started. So it's very interesting because the name of this channel is So Wild Vlogging, because I assumed that I would find my teaching job in Seoul.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, it's wild, like so wild that I'm gonna go to Korea and, you know, learn the language in Seoul. But then I got my job in Busan and I just refused to change the name.
I'm trying to think of what
I thought it could be, if I really wanted to, I could do like Busy in Busan or something like that. But yeah, but I was just like, no, it's Seoul instead of So Wild. So wild. Like, it's a great fun. I will not, like, I don't care. Like, we could, after this year, come back. We could go teach in anywhere. We could go teach in, like, Britain or something. Like, maybe we just become, like, and I'd be like, well, you can't really, so wild.
Well, and you can't, like, I
love it.
I am, you know, a little bit, I hold on to, like, names and stuff of like what I first know people as or like first know channels as, and then when they change it, I know it's not my life at all, but sometimes I feel so like offended or something. I don't know.
So I can't portray myself. I'm the only person who watches this at this point. Well, Torri watches it sometimes, but
I watch it often.
Well, I
think I've watched almost every video.
Well, I was gonna say I'm just not gonna lie about where my view count is right now. Like you can see the views, like 5 people
like,
watch
I'm a
this.
staunch supporter, and I don't want other people to think that they're more of a supporter than me.
Yes, and my point.
I'm a day one.
Is when you were saying that, like, the channel is now the name, so like you can't change it. And I was like, okay, I recognize that. Like I don't have that type of following like at all, but I still like the name, so I can't betray myself. Like that name is gonna like stay. But yeah, we didn't realize. And what's very interesting is I love doing tarot and stuff like that. Is
Sorry.
I thought you were talking about the tarot reading at first.
No.
You said that's nice. I mean, like, I was like, I mean, you already know this. And then you're like, toasty. I was like, weird take on tarot, but
You're talking about
okay. Yeah, I guess, yeah. It brings the toasty. It can be kind of toasty, kind of cozy to do a tarot reading.
Chai.
Actually, that's a great tea. But yes, I had done one, like, on, like, different places that I could go. Like, I was like, what would it be like? Because when I was filling out for my Embark stuff, they had you choose, like,
your top
places
options or whatever
that you might
be
interested in going to. And so I had, like, done, like, a little tarot reading in each one.
Yeah, because there'd be a few places, like, if you moved to China, I'm not going because there's just no way I can learn Mandarin.
Like, after I get, like, a good foundation Korean, though, I do want to pick up, like, Cantonese or Mandarin because I love the way it sounds.
It's beautiful.
So beautiful.
It sounds like a song, but it's a song I'll never sing.
Yeah, Tori's like, it's a song that Tori's like, I'm an alto. And
that's
all
what I'm
the beats are in.
It's all soprano, like, I can't do it.
But I would love it.
I want to learn Spanish, like, because
You've been working
have, like,
for
quite a lot.
Yeah.
Well, that's one of those things, right? Because it's like I've actually been working on Spanish for years, and because I haven't taken a really disciplined route of study,
I'm
staying so far away from being fluent. And it's like, so because of how you've been learning Korean, that's made me take a different perspective on, like, my Spanish. Like, I realized I didn't listen to any media or entertainment in Spanish. Yeah. Like, I'd listen to some Spanish songs that I really enjoyed, but it's like I wasn't actively seeking out things to learn from, and that I got my Spanish stories book, so that's changing, and I've been watching a lot of cartoons in Spanish, which I really enjoy.
Yeah, I it's like weird because, like, really I've been learning Korean for 3 years. But I would say that it hasn't been until this last year that I figured out what actually, works for me and, like, helps me retain information. So it's like, I've been learning it for 3 years, but it's like those first 2 years was almost just about learning how to learn. And then this last year has been like, oh, we're, like, retaining information.
You want to know what really, like, burns my toast and, like, makes me feel regret? We had so my best friend, her name is Nicole, and her mom, like, she's half Korean, and her mom is, like, you know, obviously from Korea. And I had that resource that whole time, like, for, like, and
which
it's
is
like
also, that's also another weird serendipitous thing, is that of all the places, like, if you understood the small town that we came from, you understood how wild, like, there's
class 400 people. I mean, and then there's 3 towns.
In the
so I guess,
town.
You know.
Like, I don't mean, like, in our class.
Right. So, like, 400 to what? The other one had the biggest town had 650.
I don't even think they had that much. I think everyone was around, like, 450, maybe 500, and then, like, Wilton was, like, 380.
No, Wilton was biggest.
Was it?
I think so.
I thought Norwalk was. Either way, we're literally in the hundreds, and they were called the Village. Like, the name is the Village of Norwalk. The Village of Ontario. So it's wild to me that of all the places people could be, your friend comes to Wilton and, like, her mom's from Korea. Like, and
it's wild. Like, it's just so sad because it's like, I know that Suki would have loved it if I would have, you know, shown interest. But at that point,
again, we were just kids.
I didn't have interest in
anything besides getting out of that area. No
right.
offense.
Right. And it's like, I just, like, didn't conceptualize the importance of
language or
of skills, like, of developing skills. And it's just such a waste,
just, like, so young.
But hopefully we're supposed to go and visit her parents this coming year, hopefully at some point. And now that I've started learning, Nicole's like, I should probably learn too, you know. And Nicole, I think she's put it off for so long because she'd felt bad about not knowing it from the start. Yeah. And so then it's like, you know, when you feel bad about something, sometimes you just like,
don't even want to acknowledge it.
Avoid it. Yeah. And so now she's, like, back on the way again. And we want to kind of, like, plan ahead so that we can say, like, things to Suki, like, surprise her. You know what I mean?
I think she would really like that. I think that'd be cute.
Well, and especially because it's like neither of her kids speak the language. And she like, didn't really push or anything. I think because she wanted to be what's the word?
She
like
wants
fully
integrated.
Yeah.
I find that a lot. Like I said, like my one
them
friend,
to
her
struggle.
parents were from Holland, or what is it? If you're Dutch, is it?
I think it's Holland.
Holland, yeah.
Sorry,
Dutch. But her, I know they speak Dutch,
the Netherlands?
but she does not.
Is it the Netherlands?
I don't know what they. Yeah, I'm like,
are they both Dutch?
I'm not sure.
Is it like Dutch?
I would like to
sugar,
say, just to say something else that
this
whole wanting to move to Korea thing has taught me is that I really don't know a lot.
Anything.
It's interesting about how like your like world history, like if it did not directly affect America, I don't know about it. That I just wasn't, and this isn't like the Netherlands. Is that what they like to,
Dutch.
go? But I'm like, there wasn't, and I think like also depending on your area. So for instance, we're in Wisconsin, so I like even things that did kind of affect America, but like you get like a brief overview if it affected the whole country. You get more in depth if it actually affected Wisconsin, because our country is so big.
That's what I was just gonna say.
Physically, it's so huge.
Like
so there's no way. Like I'm not even trying to knock our education system in this sentence. I'm saying like I think it would
later though.
Yeah, later we will get to that later. But for this, I recognize that would be like a hard like. It's just like hard, and like even like things like I said, like I know of Korea from my history. I mean, now I'm learning more. But before I learned of Korea, my scope of Korea was like literally the Korean War, because we took part in that. And then, all right, we had like, that Torri was right. We did have another interruption, but now we're back in the game.
Well, actually, I could hear it.
But yeah, so like my concept of Korea was that there was that Korean War that we took part in. And I learned like, I mean, it was like 4 pages in my history book. It was like, yeah, there was this one time we went to Korea, and then the war's not really over, and we left, which is basically what I learned in there. And then, like, that was my whole, I was like, that was all that I was. I didn't know what happened after we left. I didn't know, like, any
I still don't know.
of that.
I'm not.
A lot. Yeah, there's a whole world out there of things that happened, but it didn't, once we had like pulled out troops apparently like and again we have such a big like there's a lot of history here, so we have such a big country that I think we just like if you ain't part like if we weren't taking part in it, then like on to the next. And then honestly, for just being serious about just America as a whole, like we be in a lot of conflict, so it was on like as far as my history book was concerned, it was
time to move on to the next war.
Yeah. And so we had to learn about the next civil unrest in our country,
or the next whatever
war that we were going to
stick our little fingers in,
Yeah, so that was my knowledge of Korea.
I'm cold. I'm getting colder.
So I am really excited to like learn more. I think that will be, and that I also thought that would be good for like the kids. Like when we talk about family, like I've been talking about a lot of like just like things that I'm ready for, but also just for family. I think it's really good for them to have a very evolved, rounded perspective of like, I recognize like culturally, like the Korean culture and the American culture is very, very different. And I think that you should learn about those differences.
It's important to know that things are only normal
when you're there.
Yes. Like it's like everything, like just because this is how we do it or whatever, it's like, this is not the expected. This is not like the only way of being. This is not the only way of living.
Yeah. And like being able to just
be aware.
Be aware of I want my kids, I want myself to be aware of like the perceptions or stereotypes or prejudice or whatever it is that we have, because you're looking, inherently, because you're looking at it from like your point of view. Like I'm looking at it from like
unconsciously.
Yep, unconsciously through like, this is like an American, like I grew up in this area, so I have this American Western perception, and that doesn't necessarily make it the right one. Like
someone had borrowed me a dish. This was when I was in like college, and she was from, I think she was from China, I want to say. And when I gave it back to her, I just like washed it out, you know what I mean? Like just cleaned it and gave it back to her. And I kind of noticed like a little flicker of like disappointment, and I never I just didn't understand, and I didn't really dig into it, and then it turns out that that's like rude. Like if someone gives you something, like makes you something, and it's in a container, you're supposed to fill it and give it back. And I was like,
sorry. Yes. No, there are like things like that. Like I've already started to learn things. In preparation, I've learned things that like I've realized like, so like a stereotype here in America is that like foreign people from like Asian countries, and like specifically probably like Korea. I don't know if all Asian countries are like this, but like Korea, is that they're kind of like rude to like the wait staff. Like if you're going to a restaurant, like that's a prejudice stereotype that is common here. And it being because like they'll say like, oh, they're really rude because like they'll call the waitress like over, or they'll like say like, hey, I want a water, like they
or I want a check, bring
the check, like they don't wait for you to come here. And that's something that I'd always heard, you know. But then I learned that in Korea, when you go to a restaurant, that is how you're supposed to behave. And so it's ironic because there's kind of a stereotype that Americans can be kind of rude there because they just like sit at the table and they don't, because our expectation, how we grew up, was like you sit there and you wait for the waiter or waitress to come to you. And then they'll ask you what you want, and then they'll come back to the table to check on you, and they'll come back with a check, blah, 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 blah. That's the American perspective.
And it's like the only time you like ask for the check without them being at the table is if you're kind of in a hurry and you have somewhere to go.
And you feel bad about it. Like you're like,
right,
I'm
excuse
so
me,
sorry.
Can we get the check?
Yep.
You know.
In Korea.
And maybe that's Wisconsin too.
Yeah,
that
could be.
You
that's
also
the
other kind of weird thing about this is it's like it makes
America's
me see
so big that you realize
I haven't even traveled much around here.
A Wisconsin perspective is this. And so then like I don't know if the whole country of America holds this stereotype. I can tell you like the area that we're in holds this stereotype. And then this is how we behave at restaurants. In Korea though, you call the waiter, like when you sit down and when you're ready, you call the waiter over. And yep, and then they come. And then if you want anything, you know, you want more of something, you want the check, whatever it is, you call for them. And then they do not like come. My understanding is they don't come, and I can tell you more about this once I've actually been there and gone to a restaurant. My understanding from like videos and stuff like that is they're not coming every 5 seconds to check to see how you're doing. They're like, if you have a problem, you like come to me.
Let us know, yeah.
So then for them, when a
that's like
England
comes in, I feel like they didn't really wait on you.
Yeah,
like it's like you get your food, you've got that opportunity to ask for whatever else you want, and then it's gone.
So for them, if you're just sitting at the table and you don't call them over because you're waiting for them, they're like, why are they just loitering at our place of business? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, like we're not, you don't get to just sit and to like buy something or leave kind of a thing. And so I realized like that's like an interesting like difference that has like caused this miscommunication of how we're like viewing a situation. They feel like they're coming here and being incredibly polite.
I know.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, and like because we've never taken the time to like I like, you know, I've never to get to know like why this is happening. And then at the same time,
and then a lot of times, sometimes you can't because of
the language barrier and stuff. So it's like those things are really, I think, interesting. So this whole like I want my kids and I want myself as like an adult and things like that to have these experiences so that I can expand my worldview and I can understand like everyone's out there just doing the best they can. And just because because when you think about it, it does seem very efficient, and like I get why you just call somebody over. Like why should they try to, but you know, that's the differences in culture. Like I think that's such a perfect example between like American culture and like other cultures is this idea of like in America we're like you should check on me and see how I'm doing, like, you know what I mean, like I'm the customer so you should come to me. And they're like, you're the customer, so you should tell me what you want.
Right. Like,
and I'm like, I can't knock that person. I'm like, after like you think about it, I'm like,
it all makes sense.
Yeah, right? It makes sense. Like our
both
perspective
of them
makes
sense. But it also makes sense too here because you're getting a large portion of like what you're going to be making is based on tips. Yep. So
you want this you want this attention because you're going to be tipping. But like
and
in there, they don't have
the more that they see you, the more likely they are. Well, like tip. I shouldn't say the more, but it's like you have to have kind of those 3 points. Yeah. You know, it's like you drop it off, you come back to check on them, and then you come towards the end of the meal. And
you'll say that like I've seen people, like I've been out and about where like people are like, oh, the waitress was so nice, give her like extra. You know what I mean? Or like, oh, like they did okay. So
but
like,
they can't tell you're nice if you never talk to the
table.
And
so it's like
you gotta work.
Yep. So you have that, but like there's not like a tipping culture there. So it's just very like.
And when I say work, obviously I mean like work.
But yeah, so it's just very, very interesting, and I'm like really excited to just again expand myself as a person, and again have like my children recognize that there are so many different, like this is just one culture we're experiencing. There's so many different cultures. You should have a great appreciation for all these things, and you should be inquisitive. Like when something happens and I don't want, and I realized in myself something I don't want to be. Anytime I see somebody do something different, I don't want to take that as a negative thing anymore.
Right.
Like I want my first thing to be like, oh,
why?
Like, yeah, why? And then figuring that out, because it's like I am the way I grew up, aware that's not the end all be all of things, and doesn't make it the correct way. Like it works best for like, yeah, and it's worked best for like here, but it might not. That doesn't mean that works. Yeah, when in Rome. And so I am really excited about that. Isn't it funny
how all those types of
sayings are kind of true?
Like every like cliche,
it's like they're cliche for a reason.
They're so solid.
They're cliche for a reason. So I am really excited about that. And so we are getting closer to the date. So as of now, we have 2. So I think actually when I upload this video, I think.
Shit, you might already be on the way.
I think I might be on the plane to Korea when this video posts. I think. Or possibly there already. I can't really remember.
Then you guys can head over to my channel where I will be crying.
Yep, and then her channel will just be a crying channel.
It'll be like, how to
cry in Korean.
To cope. How do they?
You have to learn sad. All she will study on her channel for learning Korean is sad sayings. That's it. Welcome. Like it'll be sad sayings. Sad sayings. Sad cliches in Korean.
Do you know any sad words in Korean? Like, do you know sad?
I can say like don't cry.
Oh, okay.
It's like Ochima. Ochima. Don't cry.
I'm going to.
Uchima.
I'm going to.
Or Ujima. Ujima.
But at the same time, like I said, maybe this will be like good for me because I've been very dependent on you as like my main emotional support blanket, and
maybe I'll just make you come to me though.
It might. I just the thing about life and the thing about like people, and maybe I don't know if other people feel this way, but like I don't connect with a lot of people on like a deeper level. And so then it's like a lot of my relationships are like nice, but they're fairly shallow, you know what I'm saying? And so there's really I have a very small circle, and so it's like to have one person leave the circle, it's like
why is it now a triangle?
Exactly. I literally was gonna say I've got 3 left. People. I've got 3 left, and 2 of them are 3 hours away.
Yep.
And well, I guess 4.
Oh wait, my video thing is gonna stop here. We're gonna come back in a different thing.